All right, guys, welcome back. We're ready to do another one of our season previews for High Limit Racing in 2024. Today, we're going to be talking about Tyler Courtney, the driver of the Clauson Marshall Racing, number 7 BC. The car is crew chiefed by Jake Argo. Now, I said in my very first video that I got this format with the whiteboard and stuff like that from the hockey guy here on YouTube. And one thing that I really like that he does, a nice touch that he adds to his videos, is he wears a jersey for each team that he's talking about in his particular videos. Now, I don't have a shirt or a hat or something like that for every single guy that races with High Limit, but today I do have a Clauson Marshall sweatshirt that I got at the Chili Bowl quite a long time ago, so figured I'd just wear it here for this video. So let's jump right into it. So Tyler Courtney really has not been a winged sprint car driver for all that long. Obviously, we know he was very, very successful when it came to ASCoC, but as far as the wing stuff goes, prior to 2020, he really did not have that many starts. The most he had in 1 year, I want to say, was 15 starts, maybe somewhere around that. From 2015 to 2019, he only ran a handful of races each and every year when, one of the big series would roll into town, or if there was a local show when he had an off weekend from the ASCoC stuff, he'd go over there and run with the top motorsports crew. Now, in 2020, that was really when he started jumping headfirst into the wing sprint car world with Clauson Marshall Racing. They had won a lot of races without the wings on. They bolt the wings on, and in 2020, they raced 28 times between the World of Outlaws and the All-Stars, 14 with the Outlaws, 14 with the All-Stars. Not able to get any wins. He hits a top 5 and 3 top 10s, which with each sanctioning body, the Outlaws and the All-Stars. But he does get one win at Farmington in Missouri. That was a local show there, so that was his first, I want to say his first ever Wing 410 win, and definitely the only win of 2020 for him in the 410. Now, let's jump right into his stats here. 2021, right after those 28 starts and a couple of local shows here and there, they say we're going full-time with the All-Stars. And boy, oh boy, if you look at these numbers, it is quite impressive what they were able to accomplish the very first year out. 53 A main events in 53 attempts, 8 wins, 27 top 5s, 40 top 10s, 235 laps led, first place in points, and 7.0 on the average finish. So right out of the gate, these guys were contenders every single night. 8 wins in his first year as a full-time driver. He really burst onto the scene for sure in 2021. Now 2022, 52 starts and 52 attempts, so he made every single feature once again. Another 8 victories, 36 top 5s this time, almost 10, more than 10 from the previous year. 4 more top 10s for 44, and 222 laps led, which was down, but still a great number. First place in points again, and look how much his average finish improved, it down to 5.5 from 7 the year previous. Now, 2023, if you follow sprint car racing, you know that Tyler Courtney did get hurt midway through the season, and he missed 9 races when he was out due to injury. He also missed some of the Crown Jewel races there in that time frame as well. They had Anthony Macri fill in because with the All-Stars, they don't go by driver points. It is an owner's championship, and so they kept that car on the road. Tyler Courtney sat out, did not race for 9 races, and that cost him as far as the championship goes. But even with missing those 9 races and only running 37 total, look at these numbers, 9 wins. So he won more races than he ever had with the All-Stars with way less races, 24 top 5s, 35 top 10s, 276 laps led. It just makes you think, what if he did run those other 9 races? Where would these numbers be at, right? I mean, he could have been well over 300 laps led and a couple more wins. He ends up 3rd in points to Zeb Wise, and Chris Windham was the only, I think Windham was actually the only driver that ran every single race without injury or did not, fall off the tour or whatever with the All-Stars in 2023. So Windham was 2nd, and Tyler Courtney ended up 3rd. But look at that average finish, 4.9 average finish in 2023. That's pretty darn good. Now, let's jump over to, or right below this, I should say, with the kind of more deep, in-depth look at some of these stats here. So in 2021, his plus-minus for the features was plus 55. He had a qualifying average of 9.5, 35 dash appearances. So, yeah, I mean, 35 to 53 starts. He was in the dash a lot in 2021. 4 B-main appearances. 2022, he had plus 80 on the plus-minus. And well, the plus-minus means how many positions did he lose, how many positions did he gain throughout the features the entire year. He was plus 80. 9.0 qualifying average, down about a half a position from the year previous. 31 dash appearances and just 2 B main appearances in 2022. Now 2023, -3 on the plus minus, and the reasoning for that is this right here, an incredible qualifying average of 6.8 throughout the year, 30 dash appearances, and 0 times did he make a B main event. So he was never in the B main all year long with the All-Stars. Now, for the big wins, let's look over on that side of the board. Obviously, we all know that he won the Kings Royal a couple of years ago. That was the biggest win of his career. He's won a Tuscarora 50 prelim night. He won the Lou Blaney Memorial a few years ago. The Dirt Cup at Skagit was a big payday. 4 Crown Nationals in the wing car. He's won it in the non-wing car as well, but we are going just with wing stuff over here. Ohio Sprint Week, he's won at Wayne County and at Waynesfield during that week. And it looks like I had a little something go on there. Must have brushed up against my whiteboard there. That says Waynesfield. Obviously got a lot more wins along the way. I mean, he's got, 16 plus 9, so 25 wins, with just the All-Stars along the way. So he's got more wins than that, but those are just some of the big ones that I thought I would point out here. Obviously, he also got, I forgot to mention, a World of Outlaws win at Port Royal in 2023 as well. Now let's go into the strengths and weakness department here for Tyler Courtney. In the strengths, when he starts in the top 10, he is almost always finishing in that top 10 as well when he starts there. So his top 10 efficiency, meaning when he starts in the top 10, does he finish there? Over the last 2 seasons, it was at 90% in both years. So very, very rarely was he starting top 10 and fading, which is a really good thing. Obviously, there was some guys, I think Jacob Allen, we had this stat for him as well, and his was down in the 70% range, and in some other years it was in the 50s. So obviously different guys going to have some different numbers, but I thought 90% was a really, really impressive number for Tyler Courtney. So that's one of his strengths. He starts up front, he stays up there. Now, the weakness side of things, kind of the same thing as Zeb Wise. He's going to be racing against tougher fields every single night, weekly, with high limit. The last couple of years, the All-Stars have not had the greatest full-time field. There's maybe about 3 or 4 guys, that were a nightly contender. With high limit, it's going to be upwards of 7 or 8 guys that are going to be competing with a legit chance to win every single night. And so I'm curious to see how Tyler Courtney is able to attack that. Now, I'm not saying that he's been racing against, a bunch of bums this whole time. He's been racing, at the big races, the Kings Royal. He won that. He's made the Knoxville Nationals features. He led some laps during the National Open weekend at Williams Grove, right? He's raced against the best guys. We know that. I'm just saying on a weekly basis, he's not. And, so I think that's going to change things a little bit for sure. Also wanted to point this out. It took, between the Kings Royal victory, it took 42 races in 2 years before he got that next World of Outlaws win at Port Royal. So, that's, I just wanted to mention that. I'm not really sure where I'm going with that, but I'm just saying that, kind of took a long time to get that second win, especially with all the success that he had in between those 2 victories. SprintCarRatings.com has Tyler Courtney as the 10th best driver in the country over the last 2 years, with 21 410 wins in that time span. Now, what their system does, they have a computer-generated system that looks at the starts, how many top 5s, top 10s, wins, all kinds of different stuff that they put into that computer-generated system, and it spits out that number. So a 10th on the board there for him. And in front of him, there are 3 drivers that are signed up with high limit right now. Right now, we are at 16 high limit drivers as of this recording. And 3 drivers are in front of him. That's Rico, Brad, and Brent Marks are the 3 guys in front of him. So with that being said, let's jump into the prediction side of things. I think that Tyler Courtney is going to get somewhere between 5 and 8 victories here in 2024 with high limit. It could be more, but I'm going to go with the safe side and go with 5 to 8. And I think he is going to be 3rd or 4th in the championship standings. Right now, Brad Sweet is for sure the guy to beat, and I think Rico Abreu, if he could find the consistency it takes to win a championship, I think he's going to be very, very close, hot on Brad's heels. And in the race for 3rd, it's a toss-up between Tyler Courtney and Brent Marks. But Tyler Courtney has done some point racing here over the last 3 years compared to Brent Marks, who's kind of done the pick and choose thing, so maybe that'll help him. We know Marks has been on the Outlaw Tour and done that before, but it's been quite a while. So I think it's going to be a good race between those 2 for 3rd in the championship. But a charter position is almost guaranteed for Tyler Courtney, I believe. So just got to be top 5 in the points, and they'll have that ready for him in 2026. So don't have to worry about a charter at all for him because, these guys, they've been extremely good. Even when he came back from injury this year, was super good at World Finals at Charlotte and some other good runs along the way too. So they're going to be a great addition to the High Limit Racing roster. So going to be a fun year. Excited to see how Tyler Courtney does against some really good cars every single week. Let me know what you think he will do this coming season with High Limit. How many wins? Where does he end up in the championship? Do you think he's going to be in the top 5? Do you think he's going to be worse? Am I not making any sense? Are my predictions way off? You let me know down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for another High Limit season preview for 2024.